Namaste. Good evening.
Good evening, Anuji.
Good evening. Okay, let us begin. Sit comfortably. Gently close your eyes. Keep your awareness on your breath. Let's keep aside all the other distractions and thoughts. Let us take the time to invoke the grace of Goddess Mahalakshmi. Let us begin with the opening prayer. Repeat after me. Sharanagata Deenartha शरणागत दीनार्त परित्राणपरायणे सर्वस्यार्ति हरे देवी सर्वस्यार्ति हरे देवी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते. Let us take the blessings of the Divine Goddess. Gently open your eyes. Let us begin with the revision. We'll chant together slowly. नमस्तेस्तु महामाये श्रीपीठे सुरपूजिते शङ्खचक्रगदाहस्ते महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते. नमस्ते गरुडारूढे कोलासुरभयङ्करी सर्वपापहरे देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते. सर्वज्ञे सर्ववरदे सर्वदुष्टभयङ्करी सर्वदुःखहरे देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते. सिद्धिबुद्धिप्रदे देवी भुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदायिनी मन्त्रमूर्ते सदा देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते. आद्यन्तरहिते देवी आदिशक्तिमहेश्वरी योगज्ञे योगसम्भूते महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते. So just a small correction. So in this Yogagnye and Sarvagnye, so I was researching about this exact pronunciation of this letter. It is actually J plus Nya combined. J plus Nya combined. This is a Sanyukta Akshara. So there are different, I shared a shorts video from the Sanskrit channel. He has very beautifully explained what are the incorrect pronunciations and what is the right pronunciation. So since my mother tongue is Tamil, we have Nya. Nya comes from just above the tongue touching the upper palate. It is just before where the root of the upper teeth begins, right? So nya. So this letter, uh, the J should not be heard, but it comes from that place. J, near, that J, near combined. So the tongue touching the upper palate is little inside. So nya, nya. So when you pronounce, just be mindful. Sarvagnye, sarvagnye, yogagnye, yogagnye. So it is not near, it is not the Tamil near. It is yogagnye. Just it's very similar in the sound that we hear, but based on your tongue position, you can identify the difference. So before we proceed to today's shlokas, just wanted to share, whenever we talk about goddess Lakshmi, we always think Lakshmi is associated with material wealth, prosperity, but we always worship Lakshmi in the form of Ashtalakshmis, eight different forms of Lakshmi. In Chennai, in Besant Nagar, there is a very beautiful temple. So if you have not visited that temple, do make it a visit. All the different manifestations of Goddess Lakshmi are very beautifully um, depicted in that temple. And it's very interesting to walk around in that temple. It is laid out in multiple levels, and it has a beautiful view of the sea, of the beach. It's a very peaceful place to go there, in in the evenings. So coming to the Ashtalakshmi. So as you can see, Adi Lakshmi, she is the primordial form, the Adi, the primordial form of the Divine Mother. So the significance is that she gives eternal support. She gives that well-being, not just physical but overall well-being for the devotees. Then we have Dhanya Lakshmi. Dhanya Lakshmi, as we know, Dhanyam is associated with agriculture, food, the fertility of the soil. So by praying to her, we invoke her blessings for better nourishment, good health, and abundance of food. What is the point of having, money, but if we are not able to get good food using that money, right? So one needs to have good dhanyam available. Um, from nature. So that is the significance of praying to Dhanya Lakshmi. Then we have Dhairya, or Dhairya Lakshmi, also called as Veera Lakshmi. She represents strength, courage, power, bravery, and she gives us the inner strength, perseverance. So we pray to this manifestation of Mahalakshmi for these qualities of courage, bravery, and strength. Then Gajalakshmi. Gajalakshmi, again, she is associated with the power, royalty. Um, the the picture of Gajalakshmi, you will notice that there are two elephants right next to her. So this, whenever we see an elephant, the immediate thought that we feel is that sense of awe and admiration, right? So that is the equivalent. So she bestows us with respect, authority, and power. Then Santana Lakshmi, the significance is children, progeny, good family, the well-being of the family. So we can pray to Santana Lakshmi for these aspects. Then Vijaya Lakshmi, Vijaya means victory, success in whatever we take up in our life, whatever efforts we put in, to pray for success, victory in all those endeavors, to remove all the obstacles from our way. Vijay Lakshmi is the manifestation of goddess we pray to. Then Vidya Lakshmi, education, learning, Vidya, knowledge. She grants us intelligence, better buddhi, discriminating power to differentiate between what is right and wrong, clarity of mind. So those aspects Vidya Lakshmi blesses us with. And finally, Dhanalakshmi, material wealth, finances, material prosperity, financial stability. There is nothing like good times and very bad times. There's always some amount of stability that she bestows us with. So as you can see, Mahalakshmi encompasses a whole range of important aspects of life, not just a narrow aspect of money and material wealth. Let's proceed to today's shlokas. So today people complete 6, 7, and 8. And then as part of Palashruti, there are 3 more shlokas, which is also chanted along with these ashtakams. It is said as optional, but usually we chant those Palashruti as well, so which we will learn tomorrow and we will wind up. Okay, coming to shloka 6. Sthula, there is a Mahaprana tha, which with the dirgha. Sthula, Sukshma, Sthula, Sukshma, Maharaudre. This is Rau, Maharaudre. There is a half R here, Dra, Maharaudre. Sthula, Sukshma, Maharaudre. महाशक्ति महाशक्ति महोदरे महाशक्ति महोदरे. So in Tamil we say Sakti, but in Sanskritam we always say Shakti. Mahashakti Mahodare. Mahapapa Mahapapa Hare Devi. Mahapapa Hare Devi. Mahalakshmi Namostute. So here we are praying to Goddess Mahalakshmi, who is represented as both gross and subtle. So Stula means gross and Sukshma means subtle. So gross form and subtle form. It is even in our, when we talk about our body, what we are seeing is only our physical body, which is called as the gross body, Stula Sharira. So apart from Stula Sharira, there is also something called as a Sukshma Sharira, subtle body. So Sukshma Sharira, it is comprised of the various Indriyas that we have, the Pancha Jnanendriyas, Pancha Karmendriyas, Pancha Pranas, along with the mind and intellect. So these are the components of the Sukshma Sharira. And of course, there is a Karna Sharira or the causal body. So when we talk about human body, we have these 3 different aspects, Stula, Sukshma and Karana Sharira. So Mahalakshmi here is associated with both our gross and subtle bodies, where when we spoke about the Ashtalakshmis, right? What we perceive is material prosperity, what we see through our eyes, what is perceived through our eyes. That is one aspect. And there is also the subtle aspect, where we feel a sense of, say, courage, strength, feeling a sense of success, fulfillment, right? Those aspects are very subtle. So this is the difference, that she is there in both the gross as well as in the subtle forms. Maharaudre. Raudra, here we are talking about, she can also be extremely fierce. Mahashakti, the one with supreme power, Mahodare, with her supreme power, she engulfs every aspect of the being. Mahapapa Hare Devi, again the aspect of sins. She bestows the devotee by removing all the sins. Mahapapa, even the deadly sins, she can eradicate. So that is the meaning of this particular line. Let us chant. Stula Sukshma Maharaudre. स्थूलसूक्ष्ममहारौद्रे स्थूलसूक्ष्ममहारौद्रे महाशक्तिमहोदरे महाशक्ति महोदरे, महाशक्ति महोदरे, महापापहरे देवी, महापापहरे देवी, महापापहरे देवी, महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते, महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते, महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. First two lines combined. Repeat after me. स्थूलसूक्ष्ममहारौद्रे, महाशक्तिमहोदरे, स्थूलसूक्ष्ममहारौद्रे, महाशक्तिमहोदरे, स्थूलसूक्ष्ममहारौद्रे, महाशक्तिमहोदरे, महापापहरे देवी, महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते, महापापहरे देवी, महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते, महापापहरे देवी, महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. The complete shloka all together. स्थूलसूक्ष्ममहारौद्रे, महाशक्तिमहोदरे, महापापहरे देवी, महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते, स्थूलसूक्ष्ममहारौद्रे, महाशक्तिमहोदरे, महापापहरे देवी, महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते, स्थूलसूक्ष्ममहारौद्रे, महाशक्तिमहोदरे, महापापहरे देवी, महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. Let's move on to shloka 7. Padmasana. This is dma. Padma. Padmasana. There is a half the and a full ma. Padmasana sthite. Sthite. There is a mahaprana tha. Sthite devi. Padmasana sthite devi. Parabrahma. Parabrahma. So here it is half her and a full ma, but we will not say parabrahma. It's not brahma, it is brahma. Parabrahma, parabrahma. Swarupini, swarupini. This is dirgha ru, swarupini. Parabrahma swarupini. Parameshi, parameshi. जगन्मातः, परमेशी जगन्मातः. There is a visarga, जगन्मातः. Mahalakshmi namostute. So here Padma. Padma means lotus. Asana. Asana is seat. One sthite. Devi is seated on a lotus. So we always see Lakshmi Devi sitting on a lotus, right? So Padmasana Sthite Devi. So lotus also represents the ultimate goal for all of us, being centered in our own self, being rooted in our own self. Because when you see lotus in a pond or on a lake, you will always see that the lake might be dirty. It might be having a lot of unnecessary unwanted things, but the lotus still blooms and it is unaffected by the mud, unaffected by the muck surrounding it. The lotus remains untouched by the place where it is blooming, right? So that is the meaning of being rooted in the self. So in various symbolisms of gods and goddesses, we see lotus being it is shown very prominently, because that is the goal, and that gets reinforced in our minds as we meditate upon that form of god or goddess. So Padmasana Sthite Devi, Parabrahma. Parabrahma is that supreme Brahman. Swarupini, she is the embodiment of the supreme Brahman. Um, Parameshi Jaganmataha. So Parameshi, she is the ruler, the eternal, transcendented ruler of this universe. She is also the mother, Jaganmataha, mother of the universe as well. So these are different ways by which we address Goddess Lakshmi. Let us begin the chanting. पद्मासनस्थिते देवी पद्मासनस्थिते देवी पद्मासनस्थिते देवी परब्रह्मस्वरूपिणी 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 परमेशी जगन्मातः परमेशी जगन्मातः परमेशी जगन्मातः महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तु ते महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तु ते महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तु ते. So the rule, remember the Sanyukta Akshara rule. Here Padmasanasthite, stress on that half sa, because there is a half sa and a thi. So stress on that half sa. Padmasanasthite Devi. Same way, Parabrahma. Parabrahma. Bra. So the b has to be stressed. Parabrahma Swarupini. The first two lines combined. पद्मासनस्थिते देवी परब्रह्मस्वरूपिणी पद्मासनस्थिते देवी परब्रह्मस्वरूपिणी पद्मासनस्थिते देवी परब्रह्मस्वरूपिणी परमेशी जगन्मातः महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तु ते परमेशी जगन्मातः महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तु ते परमेशी जगन्मातः महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तु ते. Complete shloka all together 3 times. पद्मासनस्थिते देवी परब्रह्मस्वरूपिणी परमेशी जगन्मातः महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तु ते पद्मासनस्थिते देवी परब्रह्मस्वरूपिणी परमेशी जगन्मातः महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तु ते पद्मासनस्थिते देवी परब्रह्मस्वरूपिणी परमेशी जगन्मातः महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तु ते. So the last shloka of the Ashtakam. Shvetambaradhare. Shve, this is half sh and a v. Shva. Shvetambara. Shvetambara dhare. Dha Mahaprana. Shvetambara dhare Devi. Shvetambara dhare Devi. Nana Lankara. Nana Lankara. There is a half ing. Nana Lankara Bhushite. Bha Mahaprana and Dhirga Bhu Shi Sh Murdanya Sh. Roll your tongue. Bhushite. नानालङ्कारभूषिते जगस्थिते स्थि again the sthita comes here as well जगस्थिते थ महाप्राणा जगन्मातः जगस्थिते जगन्मातः महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. So Shweta means color white, white color. Ambara is cloth. So the one who is wearing white clothes, Devi is adorned with white clothes. Nana Alankara Bhushite. Alankara means adorned with various ornaments. Bhushite, it represents decoration, beautified with Nana Alankara Bhushite. She is adorned with various ornaments. Jagastite, she is the one who is abiding in this universe as the primordial Shakti. She is also the Jagannatha, the mother of the universe. So that's how this Ashtakam is concluding. Let us chant. First line, repeat after me. श्वेतांबरधरे देवी श्वेतांबरधरे देवी श्वेतांबरधरे देवी नानालङ्कारभूषिते 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 जगस्थिते जगन्मातः जगस्थिते जगन्मातः जगस्थिते जगन्मातः महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. Whenever you say this word Jagannatha, it just feels like you're being protected. That's the power of that word. And this word is, as you see, that it's been repeated multiple times. First two lines combined. Repeat after me. श्वेतांबरधरे देवी नानालङ्कारभूषिते श्वेतांबरधरे देवी नानालङ्कारभूषिते श्वेतांबरधरे देवी नानालङ्कारभूषिते जगस्थिते जगन्मातः महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते जगस्थिते जगन्मातः महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते जगस्थिते जगन्मातः महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. The complete shloka all together 3 times. श्वेतांबरधरे देवी नानालङ्कारभूषिते जगस्थिते जगन्मातः महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते श्वेतांबरधरे देवी नानालङ्कारभूषिते जगस्थिते जगन्मातः महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते श्वेतांबरधरे देवी नानालङ्कारभूषिते जगस्थिते जगन्मातः महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. Gently close your eyes. Feel the vibrations of the chanting. Gently close your eyes. Bring your hands to Namaskara. Let us chant the closing prayer all together. Om Sarvesham Swastirbhavatu Sarvesham Shantirbhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us take the blessings of Goddess Mahalakshmi. Gently open your eyes. So tomorrow we will complete the Phalashruti and we will do the complete chanting. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.